Hi, everybody. Sherry Leopold here, and I am so excited to bring you another WOW Warrior 2023. This amazing woman is going to help you if your plan is to exit the corporate boardroom or the corporate setting and into entrepreneurship. I want to welcome Lynnette LaRoche. Thank you so much for being here today, Lynnette.
Thank you for having me, Sherry. I'm excited to be here.
And I do want to say congratulations, because I'm so excited that we have met and that you are one of the 2023 WOW Warriors. I say, the definition is somebody who is writing their own history and really creating the legacy they want to leave by living it. And you are definitely doing that, which we're going to be talking about today. So I want to just first ask you a little bit about, what does it mean to you, Lynnette, to be a woman of worth? What is your description of that?
Well, for me, what I would say is to be a woman of worth. For me, that means recognizing my own value and the dignity that's within that value. The skills that I present, the talents that I have, and all the qualities that are unique to me and how I express those particular qualities. And so, and then living a life, with purpose, compassion, and just striving to really make a positive impact in the world. In the lives of other women, and then in the world in general. And so, and then further on with that, it means that really helping women to see the importance of taking care of ourselves. Because if we're not taking care of ourselves, we cannot pour into others. And so once we recognize the strength of our own selves and what we bring to the table, then I myself, as a woman of worth, I can then help others to also see how they could bring their strength to the table. And that does not just diminish us in any ways by being and showing our strength. And to me, that is what being a woman of worth is. Again, showing our value and showing the world that we deserve respect.
I love that so much. And I think it's so true. That giving and that serving is just so important. And I just, what, you already know I adore you. and I respect you so much, but I really would love for you to share, because I think you're such a powerful woman and you've done such incredible things, which I'm going to have you share a little bit about who you are, Lynnette. But I really want to ask you, are we muted? Can you hear me?
Sort of. Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, so we'll start with, okay, so I really would love to ask you a question. I know you're a very powerful woman and you've done lots of things in your young life, which we're going to talk about. But I do want to ask you, who is it in your life that was a powerful, influential woman who has influenced the way you think and what you've accomplished in your life?
I'm glad you asked me that. So I would say two women that have been very influential in my life and in terms of who really influenced the way that I walk the walk that I do. And I would say that would be Judith Jamison and Maya Angelou. I mean, they both did not fit the standards of beauty. Judith Jamison, the beautiful ballerina that brought African dance to mainstream dance companies and things of that nature. And, growing up in the 50s and taking on the dance world. And then again, you know, not fitting the standards of what a ballerina would look like, and really just showing, you know, just really being able to overcome like all the struggles. And then the same with Maya Angelou. Again, it was like, even with all of their struggles, they did not deflect from their vision of what they wanted to create in their lives. They did not let anything set them back. And they continue to be strong women, and strong, influential women at that, in the lives of so many people, and not just women of color.
I love that. And I think what a powerful point to make is that, you know, women who have accomplished a lot, or are very powerful, or at least appear powerful. I don't know what maybe the designation of that is, but doesn't mean that they're without calamity, without traumas, and without those things. It means they succeeded in spite of them. And what an inspiration both of those women are. And so I love that you acknowledge them in your journey. Can you share with us a little bit, Lynnette, about what you do and how you're impacting the world? Because part of this award is acknowledging the fact that you are writing your own history in Women's History Month, and also every single day. So I want everybody to know a little bit more about Lynnette LaRoche and how you are impacting the world.
Well, I'll answer that question with a question. So, have you ever met someone who can help this person get from where they are and then transition to where they really want to be? Or have you ever met someone who can take a team with mediocre performance and take them to performing beyond your wildest expectations? I am considered a foremost expert in both of those areas. And so that is how I am making my impact on the world, is really helping women to see that they can get from where they are, a place where they may be sacrificing or living less than, and get to the place where they're able to contribute to their lives and to society in the way that they see fit, and to create the life that they've always dreamed of. And then for those people who are in corporate, who really needs to make an impact on their companies by ensuring that their teams are working at their highest performance, then they need someone that's going to help them to acquire the skill sets and the behaviors that are needed in order to inspire those that work for them to go beyond their highest expectation, to raise their standard of working so that they can become peak performing teams. So that is a bit of what I do. And I am sure that this is something that is needed in this world in which we live today. And so I hope I will have that impact as we continue on this journey.
That's amazing. And I think it's really sort of an interesting thing. I know that you're there on one hand, if someone wants their exit strategy, right? Like somebody wants to get out of the corporate world and maybe step into having their own business, for example. But also I love the fact that you offer that facet of being able to help the production inside of a corporate setting still. I mean, you were in that corporate setting for many years. That's how you know how to do it, right? You were doing it in that corporate setting, and setting records and setting people on fire and getting those production numbers. I know all the backstory of all that, but I think that's what an amazing thing to be able to take all of that knowledge from those years and wrap it into what is a gift that's going to go forward in the people that you're helping on either one of those places. So I acknowledge you for the impact that you are having with those in corporate and those entering into the entrepreneurial space. So I appreciate your efforts very much in that. I do want to ask you another question. You mentioned struggles when a woman is when you're finding your worth, and you mentioned struggles with the two women you mentioned. I really want to ask you, what would be your best advice, or what wisdom could you share with a woman who was struggling with her worth right now? What would you share with her?
Well, so if someone was struggling with their worth, or a woman was struggling with her worth, what I would say to her is really to look deep within and then ask herself, who is she really? Because if she really step into who she was here to be, and what her purpose is, then she would see that it's much bigger than the opinions or societal's definition of what a woman's worth is. She would then know when she stepped into her purpose that she is worthy, that she was born worthy, and that she does not need that validation from anyone. So really, it really takes going within and seeing who you really are and letting yourself answer that question, because no one can answer it for you. And then once you have answered that question, you will see your worth, and then you would not let anyone else dim that light in you.
Preach, girl. I love it. That's amazing. And what an incredible statement, right? To never let anyone dim your light or dim your worth, or decide what it is, right? Spoken like a true WOW warrior. So that is perfect. I do want to ask you, this is always the one that's harder. It's not harder, but it's the big one. People say it's a loaded question, but Lynnette LaRoche, I would love to ask you, 100 years from now, when your earthly body is no longer here, what is it they're going to say about Lynnette when someone hears your name and the impact that you had and the legacy that you've left?
Ooh. Wow. Well, they would say Lynnette combined strength, grace or elegance, along with purpose. And she effected change by raising the mindset standards of women all over the world, so that they no longer settled for what others want them to do. And they always go right to the heart and do what is in their highest good for their highest potential, and that they're not letting anyone to come between them and what they desire. So that is the impact that I see that I left on this world, is for women to step into their strength and to owning their own life and not living by default.
Love it. Amazing. So I'm sure that people have been very inspired by all that you do, Lynnette, and the impact that you're having. I know that you have a new program that you are sharing. I would love for you to talk just for a second about what that looks like and what working looks with you looks like, so that people can have an idea, and then we're gonna share how they can get connected with you.
Sure, great, thank you. Yes, so I have relaunched one of my signature programs and now it's called the Ultimate Start Business Accelerator. And it is for those who are looking to start their business as they continue working their 9 to 5, so that eventually they can transition into entrepreneurship. And so the best way to work with me is in a dynamic environment, but there's also the ability to work remotely on your own as well. So reach out to me and let's connect and have a discussion about how I can best serve you.
Oh, that's awesome. So you can go to LynnetteLaRoche.com. Just make note that it's 2 N's and 2 T's in Lynnette.
Yes.
I'm famous for
Yes.
saying that, just make sure that you get the 2 N's and the 2 T's so you can get to the right place. You're gonna wanna meet this
Exactly.
incredible WOW warrior. Lynnette, I wanna say thank you so much. I know you know how much I adore you. And I just wanna say one more time, congratulations on being a 2023 WOW warrior. I'm so proud to call you a WOW warrior, but I'm also proud to call you friend.
Oh my God, thank you so much. And I'm honored to be a WOW warrior. So thank you very much for this opportunity.